Thank you very much. Can we hear it again for this amazing performance? Aeneas, it sounded fantastic, and as Lilligus White said, you wrote this. I mean, you know, what is the experience like hearing the pieces that you put down on paper for years and years, hearing it fill this auditorium and filling a Broadway theater? What is that feeling like?
Yeah, I never in a million years thought that I would get to hear anything I wrote on a Broadway stage, let alone in the Library of Congress. So it's beautiful, and it also I also feel like just one member of a team, you know, like that there's everyone. It takes a lot of people to bring it to life, and it took a lot of people to bring it to the stage. So I'm so grateful to have been able to be part of that process.
You know, what the significance is here of having your work now memorialized in this space is you're part of history now. You're part of a legacy that includes Rodgers and Hammerstein and hundreds of other composers. What does that fill you with? What kind of feeling?
Yeah, I always kind of identified as like a folk artist, like a folk musician, and for me, like what that's about is kind of this intersection of what feels creative for me and what feels real in my heart, and then also what feels timeless and universal, and what could you know, have existed 100 years ago or 100 years from now. And I think being part of a lineage like this, you know, having this piece live in this particular house with all these other incredible artists upon whose backs, you know, we stand. I love that feeling of being part of a continuum, and also being now.
You know, we only have time for a couple more questions because this cast has other responsibilities here in DC after this. I'm just curious, you know, it struck me when I heard Betty Who sing that fabulous song, Persephone's song, and this great lyric, and you came up with Our Lady of the Upside Down as a description of this woman who lives in Hades. I thought that was brilliant, and I wondered what the inspiration, where does that come from?
I think it probably was just trying to make a rhyme.
There you go. Makes sense to me. Last question. There may be young people in this audience who think, you know, I want to do this too. What do you say to them about this process and what they need to do to follow in your footsteps?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say, but I think really it's a miracle to me that this show, which comes from a very like idiosyncratic place, you know, started in Vermont. It has all the influences of my weird kind of musical upbringing, and then my collaborators, and I never expected it to become, that it would land in the culture in a way that people would receive it and accept it and feel connected to it. And I think part of the lesson is just to figure out who you are and do your thing, because no one else is going to do that thing. And yeah, there's only one of you, so do that.
Well, we're glad. I know I speak for everybody in this audience. We're glad for who you are, Aeneas Mitchell, and you're part of Broadway history, and now you're part of Library of Congress history. So congratulations. Thank you, everybody.